Hello everyone, Resolute Outdoors here. Today we're going to go over trail slash pack food. And what I mean by that is food that you'd have with you when you're doing some sort of strenuous activity. Backpacking, hiking, camping, fishing, hunting, or food that you want to put in a kit to store for some sort of need later on, like a get-home bag or something like that. Typical qualities of food like this would be something that's calorically dense, has a lot of calories in it, and something that's typically salty to help replenish electrolytes. A few ground rules. This is not food meant to be a meal when you're backpacking or something like that. This is just something that you can grab and eat while you're on the go, while you're in transit from one location to another, or while you're sitting at your hunting blind or something like that. So let's just jump right into it. First and foremost is trail mix. Now everyone's aware of trail mix. This blend here is actually a blend that I made. I prefer to make my own because I think it's more affordable, and it typically, I can make it the way I want it without chocolate. I typically don't prefer chocolate in trail mix because I think it just is prone to melting and causing issues in your bag. I know a lot of like M&Ms and Reese's Pieces have the hard shell coating on them, which is designed for them not to melt, but even under, some very hot conditions, they can melt. I'm just not a big fan of them. And honestly, between the honey roasted peanuts here and the raisins, I enjoy these a lot. And it's plenty sweet enough for what I'm doing with it. Now, if you want to see a video on how to make that, let me know down below. Also, another consideration of why I make my own, it's typically a lot cheaper than buying store-bought. Now, I would stay away from the individual packaged ones, especially if you're doing something where you're hunting or something where you want to be more discreet, just because the package can be very loud and crinkly. And that kind of brings me to my second item here, which is any kind of bar. This is a Cliff Bar, which I enjoy because there isn't any chocolate, at least on the outside. And I have this packaged. This isn't my technique. This is a technique from the YouTube channel Modern Refugee. I'll put a link down below to them. Definitely check them out. So this isn't my idea, but wrapping a bar in some sort of cellophane saran wrap type deal will help you avoid the loud crinkle that you would normally get whenever you have a bar of some sort. And that's done the same thing with the individually packaged trail mix. You can get this crinkly noise as well, which if you're backpacking or on a cliff, as Cliff Bars are named after, it's not a big deal. But if you're hunting or you're doing something where you want to be more discreet, it's not the best option for you. Now, other kinds of bars that I would use would be some granola bars and protein bars and things like that. Really, any kind of bar will give you some quick energy and some protein while you're on the trail. Now, I'd stay away from these Nature Valley ones just because I like how they taste. I've had good luck with them, like taste-wise. But big issue with these is they break. You put this in a bag, it's going to break, and it's going to be crumb. I can already feel a ton of crumbs, and I just picked this up recently. That's just so I could show you. I mean, you buy them and they're already busted up and cracked. And so trying to have this when you're hunting or something like that and it's crumbs are flying everywhere, getting on your gun maybe, or your fishing equipment or whatever you're doing, I just prefer to stay away from those. Next big thing here is jerky. I'm a big fan of jerky. You can get a lot of different options. You can get just your standard regular beef jerky. You can get some of these dual packs here with like a I don't know, like a beef stick type deal with some cheese, which I enjoy as well. Also, beef jerky chew is a good one, especially if you want something that's gonna take a little bit more time to eat that you can enjoy on the go. Those are great options as well. Just along with the trail mix, typically beef jerky is very salty as well, which is good for building those electrolytes when you're out doing the things. Another kind of brand of jerky that I really enjoy is this brand here, Ruga Rue. They're relatively local to me, within a couple hours drive or so, but their jerky is great. You can order their stuff online here at this website. I'll also put a link below I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. They don't know me. I bought this with my own money, but there's a couple local places here that carry it in my area. I've been a big fan. They have a lot of options. This is the smoky barbecue, but you can order it online and get it shipped right to your house if you want. One note I will say about Ruga Rue beef jerky is that the spicy flavors are very, very spicy. They don't pull any punches when it comes to the spice level on their jerkies. So keep that in mind when you're ordering, that if you're gonna have something that has habanero or something like that, it's gonna punch you in the face. So one other thing about this is, I know I talked about not having chocolate in my bars or in my trail mix because they get my hands sticky. This jerky is typically a lot more sticky than most other jerkies. Normally that would be a deal breaker for me because I just don't want to deal with it. But this jerky is good enough that it's worth having that inconvenience for, because it's very good jerky. I would recommend it. Check them out if you're interested. Another thing as well that I don't have a representation here on the table of is smoked cheese. Now, you can get cheese and things like this, these combo packs like we talked about here, and those are good, but it's not the same as having, local smoked American cheese or something, cheddar or something like that. I'm a big fan of smoked cheese, especially when I'm hunting, 2, 3 in the afternoon or so. Sun's getting ready to start setting when you're deer hunting. It's 20 degrees out or something like that, and you're biting into a piece of smoked cheese is wonderful. So I don't have that because that's something that's a little bit harder to keep in a bag or put in a pack. I mean, most of these options here, with maybe the exception of this in the cellophane, you can put in a bag and leave for a while. So if you're a person that backpacks every weekend and you would pack your bag and put enough calories, trail food in it to last a couple weekends, most of these items will be fine. But obviously smoked cheese is not something that will last like that. Now it's smoked, so it's going to be a little bit more shelf stable than your standard cheese you have to put in the fridge. But I would just, be aware that's something you're not going to put in like a kit that you're going to store and grab and go when you need, or use on the weekends. So one other thing as well I wanted to go over, it's not really food, but it's something that kind of keeps me entertained when I'm out doing things, is gum. It's a lot of different options out there. I prefer spearmint personally, but it doesn't really matter. The reason I use this though, is this extra pack, is because of this hard plastic here. Now, this might be big, you might not want to take all this weight if you're a serious backpacker or something like that, but having this hard kind of plastic is better than having just the individual little sleeves that you put in a bag and it gets crunched and it gets wet, and then it gets sticky and just gets gross in your bag. So these are kind of nice. There might be some other options, but this is the option that I've been using if I'm bringing some gum with me. So those are just some of the trail foods and pack foods that I typically use and carry. Not anything crazy or out of the ordinary, but definitely something that I think most people should have, different variety and things like that. You hate to be going out and just having trail mix every weekend if you're a hiker or something like that. There's a lot of those type of activities. Also as well on the trail mix, let me know down below if you want to see a video on how I make this variety. Also check out Ruga Rue for their jerky. So this is Resolute Outdoors, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope give you some things to think about, especially with hunting season, here for a lot of people for a lot of seasons, and then for me in my local area, rifle is going to be opening up soon. That are going to be out there doing a lot of things. Definitely good luck, and make sure you have some of this stuff with you so you don't get fatigued. So please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, this is Resolute Outdoors. See ya.